Hi, John Allen Mollenhauer here. My friends call me John Allen, or by my initials JAM, and I hope you will too. I'm the co-founder of Regena Center here in Florham Park, New Jersey at 17 Hanover Road, Suite 300 at the lower level. Today we're going to talk about why fatigue is such a big problem, actually the #1 crisis of our time, and what you can do about it. Fatigue starts with you being tired all the time. And why is a person tired all the time? Simply put, it's because we're overexerting and under-recuperating. Now, when most of us think about recuperation, we think about sleep. But sleep has a national average of only 6.5 hours per night. And we've been learning since we were children that we need 8 hours a night. And in a twist of fate, that 8 hours, something we never really knew, was that was 8 hours of sleep. That wasn't 8 hours of total time in bed. Total time in bed would probably need to be 8.5 to 9 hours. For some of us, 10. If you think about elite athletes, they're getting 10 hours of sleep. So people like LeBron James and Michael Federer. Now granted, I understand they probably have more cash, more money, more time, and their whole lives are utterly steeped in human performance. And for many of us, we have a lot of competing interests. We have families to raise, we have jobs that we're running. We don't have quite the level of structure that LeBron James and Michael Federer do. That said, it doesn't take the idea of getting 8 hours of sleep off the table. We actually have to strive to get that 8 hours of sleep. Because today, we're doing an all-out assault from morning until night. For some of us, it's 16 hours a day between family, career, if you're running a business especially, and then if you have any pursuits like social, sporting, or creative pursuits outside of that. And then there's just the general operations of life. So getting enough sleep is the bedrock of making sure that you've got enough energy. And you know, here's the point. The point is that if you cut it by an hour and a half each day, here's what's really happening. It's not as simple as saying that you got an hour and a half less sleep. It's that an hour and a half, you had an hour and a half less of the time that your body actually needed to complete its internal cycles, its natural body processes that were happening at that time in the 24-hour circadian rhythm. And the 24-hour circadian rhythm, in the 24-hour circadian rhythm, for those of you who don't know what that is, it's basically your body clock that takes place according to the rise and fall of the sun every 24 hours. Certain things happen at certain times. So in other words, going to bed at 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. I should say, and waking up at 8 a.m. is very different than going to bed at 8 p.m. and waking up at 4:30 or 5:30 a.m. In other words, what happens during those times is different. So it's not enough just to say, hey, over the course of 24 hours, I got 8 hours of recovery. Now, that's a good concept to fall back on if you're really in a stressful situation and you only got 4 hours of sleep last night. You can build in other forms of rest and recovery, ... throughout the day. But as a general rule, you want to start by getting, as best as possible, 8 hours of sleep. And of course, that means making changes elsewhere in your life, but that's a topic of another conversation. So back to fatigue. Fatigue builds. It starts with tiredness, it turns into exhaustion, and natural tiredness at the end of the day is completely normal. Exhaustion would be indicative of just overexerting in that particular day, but you're not quite yet at the fatigue state. When you get to the fatigue state, that's when the energy debt, meaning the over expenditure and the lack of recuperation, in other words, not getting as much as you're taking in as much as you're spending, accumulates over time. So then before you know it, you have fatigue. Now fatigue is what impacts us day to day, all day long. It's when you no longer feel those peak periods of energy anymore because you are in a chronic state of recovery. And fatigue, another little twist here, is the way you feel when you are recharging, when your body is in recovery. If it's chronic, that means you're in a state of chronic recovery all the time because you've just so far outspent the amount of energy that your body has and is producing that you're constantly tired all the time. Think about how you feel when it's 2 o'clock in the morning. You feel fatigued, you feel tired. I mean, my God, it's hard. It's a challenge just to walk across the out of your bedroom through the hallway to get to the bathroom if you have to get up and relieve yourself, right? Because you're like, right? Because you are deep in a state of recharging, of recovery. So if that's happening throughout the day, not as intensely, but you're literally sleepy all day long, it's because you're overexerting all day long, and you have no peaks and valleys anymore. There's no amplitude in your life, and you're just basically flatline tired all the time. To change that, we've got to improve your sleep, number one. Number two, you want to engage in proactive recovery. Proactive recovery is what we do here at Regenacenter. You can learn more about that when you come in. You can also go to our website at regenuscenter.com, R-E-G-E-N-U-S, center.com. And feel free to also give us a call at 862-295-1620. When you come here, we'll do a body scan so that we can get an understanding of your current energy state and how well energy is flowing in your body. That's called bioenergetics, topic for another video. And then we'll give you a tour of the regeneration protocol for proactive recovery here at Regenacenter. You can start to build these advanced proactive recovery technologies into your life, and it will collapse the time that it takes you to get your energy back, get back into energy balance, and then you can start putting proper lifestyle practices into play in your life. So make it a great day, and I look forward to helping you get your energy back and beat fatigue.